welcome to another episode of the Men United podcast. Monty, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. Well,
Yeah?
yeah, I am, even though I've met with my friend COVID-19.
You have?
Yeah. Found out the other day that we became friends.
Best friends or just like now and again, just meet up for a quick drink? That kind of friend?
I think I'm hoping to only meet him once. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping. But even I feel fine, the first encounter we had, obviously on the first day, all I had and all I can remember is that he gave me a headache.
Yeah.
And then he just wouldn't leave me alone. That the headache was just constant. And then then I realized that due to meeting this friend, I had to isolate for 10 days.
How do you feel about that? The isolation period?
It hit me yesterday. Obviously, after I watched the lads play, and after the game, I did something, and then I thought, you know what, I will go have a shower.
Yeah.
And when I'm in the shower, I had a panic attack. Anxiety kicked in massively, man. I'm in the shower, and all of a sudden, I'm just all these voices.
Yeah.
And I started panicking, and I come out the shower, and my message was like, "What's wrong with you?" Obviously, because she's not seen me like that for a while, and I've not felt like that for a while, so I didn't know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, and I just literally paused, and I said to her, "I'm gonna have a breakdown." And then obviously she was like, "No, please don't." And then, to be fair to her, she calmed me down. Like, she got me there, sat me down, started like rubbing my head and speaking to me like calm, innit?
Yeah.
Making me understand that I'm not in control of what I'm going through.
Yeah, that's it, man.
And then I thought, yes, I know, but I just couldn't hold my tears, man. I was crying, man. And then I said, and I know what she did, yeah, which was funny, yeah.
Go on.
She basically sat me down, yeah, made me cross my legs, yeah. So I'm there basically crying.
Yeah.
Hold my hands. And I'm like, what for? What are you doing? Yeah, hold my hands and look me in the eye. As I'm looking at her.
Yeah.
She open her eyes and she's going, ah!
Did that work?
And I just started laughing. So she basically like broke the pattern off.
Yeah.
Focus.
Yeah,
what I was thinking about, yeah, she basically like broke that. And I just started laughing and I was like, that actually worked.
She broke the mindset of the fear. She broke the fear.
Yeah, so she like looking me in the eye, grabbed my hand, she went, ah! And I'm going, damn, that worked, mate. Thank you. But yeah, it was just that worrying about things I can't control again, and it was weird.
Yeah.
So I had to basically bring my focus back and tell myself what I was like, literally plan ahead now, like give myself certainty.
Yeah, man.
And that's what I've done today, man. But yeah, I cried yesterday.
10-day routine. 10-day routine is what you got. That's all. 10-day routine.
There you go. I'll say again, I cried yesterday. I panicked, had a panic attack, anxiety in. But yeah, we move on, man.
Yeah, and some good news. The hoodies are getting sent out this week.
There you go.
They're getting sent out. If you want a hoodie, go over to fusesport.co.uk. Men United in the search box, ping. Or if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be a link in the bottom. And today, Monty, do you know your little mind? Yeah?
Yeah.
I might get blown today.
You know what, yeah? And I'll say again, I'm just on the post again. I'm on your Instagram, and I'm intrigued.
Yes, today we've got Ben Cardall, who is the Deductionist. Hello, my brother. How are you doing?
How's it? I'm very well, guys. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here. I love what you guys do with the podcast. I think it's such an important message that you guys are sending, like, sincerely.
Yes.
So yeah, really, really happy to be able to share some time with you.
Good man. See, I've been following you for a few years because one of my best and closest mates who I've grown up with since I was like Colmare. Yeah. He was like, "Oh, I work with this guy. You've got to look what he's doing." So I had a look and I rang him and I was like, "Dude, what the fuck?" It's like mind blowing stuff. So, describe to us: are you a mentalist? Is that or
in a nutshell, mentalist? I mean, to be honest, as Shakespeare said, a rose by any other name would still smell as sweet, right? So you can call me whatever you want. I'm not too fussed with the title of it, but basically, it just involves reading people. You know, we give away a lot more than we believe that we do, and you're able to have a much better connection with somebody, regardless of whether it's for entertainment or building a friendship out of it. But you're able to have a much better connection if you can pick up on these types of things. Yeah.
So if you go on the internet and you type in mentalist, there's so much that comes up under the word mentalist. It's like hypnotist, mediumship, mind control. The list just keeps on going. Have you delved in a bit of hypnotherapy before?
I have. Yeah, I got my qualification in hypnotherapy at the Jacquin School of Hypnosis.
Really?
Yeah, him, the guy that runs it, Anthony Jacquin, and his father Freddie. They taught me all about how to do it, and then since then, it started off as like a very formal, like you see them, you talk to people, and you expect the kind of approach. But like the more I learned about it.
Wait. What did you just do there?
It was most people tend to think that hypnosis is somebody going and someone else going falling asleep, right? It's really nothing like that. I'm just taking advantage of those moments where you are so utterly relaxed and focused on what I'm saying rather than what you're feeling. That it goes in there. The greatest likeness to hypnosis would be if you've ever, I don't know, been sat in your comfy chair in your comfiest position, watching TV or a film or something, and you've just zoned out for a moment, and then right, what did I miss? That's all it is, really. Nothing more than that. You can do it conversationally. You can do it in a club. You could do it in a bar. You could do it on the street. It doesn't have to be silent and wave a pendulum in front of your eyes. None of that kind of thing. Sorry, my dog's trying to play with me.
That sounds great.
She's really subtle. She'll just bring a toy over and just drop it on you.
Yeah, bit of a hint.
Yeah,
let's play.
Real subtle.
Yeah, with the hypnotist, because see, I'm quite skeptical on it because from what I've seen. I've seen people get up on stage and then all of a sudden, like you say, that click, and they drop, and then the guy's got in and walking around the stage like a chicken.
Yeah.
Is that all staged? Can that all be staged though? Because I've seen things like that and I'm thinking, how the heck did he just do that? Like, boom.
Yeah, so there are a couple of ways that it can be done, but 90%, I'm like, I can't comment on every stage hypnotist because I've not seen them, so I don't know. But 90% of them will have a certain element of what they call pre-show work. So they've met people and spoke to them beforehand, and they've given them a certain level of post-hypnotic suggestion that they'll react to noises, react to a sound, react to a musical cue in some way. And you know, it all depends on what their response is. If you're looking for the complete lifeless droppers, then those are the people that you're going to get on stage because they look the best. You know, it's the aura of the hypnotist's control. But it's never really spoken about that hypnosis is a relationship that you develop with another person to allow them to achieve things that they really didn't think that they could ever achieve beforehand. That's why they come to you for help with phobias and smoking cures and this, that, and the other, because they're stuck in that kind of cyclical way of thinking that a pattern can't be broken.
Yeah.
All we're looking to do is show them that it can.
So you can, I'm sure as a hypnotist, you can pull someone up on stage, and for that person to go up, they could actually just get in the mindset of thinking, as soon as he clicks his fingers, I'm going to pretend that I'm asleep. I bet that happens.
So what happens basically?
Well, it depends on how you would rationalize it to yourself.
Yeah.
Because people are going to think about hypnosis in different ways. You know, like the very first time I was hypnotized, I was like, oh God. I remember clearly thinking, like, the guy was telling me that I couldn't lift my hands up, and I was thinking, well, it's not that I can't, it's just I don't want to. What that reason is that I don't want to, I don't fully know, but I don't want to pick my hands up. So yeah, that's the type of thing. But others go the opposite end and fully give you their control. So as soon as you do like a big action, they're already half going, and you're having to play catch up with them just to make sure they're okay. That's why I favor the more conversational elements. Because it's safer. There's none of this relinquishing of control and closing your eyes, the worry about being made to look a fool. If you're embarrassed about walking around like a chicken or dancing with a mop or whatever the stage hypnotists of the past used to do. So that's the way I'd prefer to do it, just to sit down with somebody, make sure they're relaxed, and have a chat, basically. And if at the end of the day they leave richer for the experience, then awesome.
What's your thoughts on the mediums and spiritual world, paranormal?
This is interesting.
I like to think that I'm not arrogant enough to say it doesn't exist, because frankly, I don't know. I've yet to see proof that it does. Like with all of the things you can see about people, like you can see Monty's relationship to his family and the children that he's probably got wandering around, and the flowers that are behind him. You know, I could mark him down as a Vale fan because he knew where Bathpool was and the relationship to that experience down there. And I know I'm getting a certain level of hits now because of the smile that he's suppressing, right? I know from the way he talks about his missus that they've probably been together for a good number of years, so that puts it higher than 5 years. That type of thing, you know.
Oh my God.
So that's like if I could frame that in another way, like, you know how if you ever see a medium come on and talk about, I don't know what they do, like I'm getting off
this call, mate. I'm gone.
Or I'm getting a letter. It's connected to this. It's connected to that. If you were really talking to a spirit, why are they running up to you and then going M? and then running away? Like, if you could really do that, like, why would it be happened unless it's getting lost in the ethereal radio waves? But there's ways of getting that type of information from reading somebody. You know, you don't have to be able to connect with them at all. So I put them down as they're really good readers of people. You know, they're really good cold readers. They take advantage of a lot of sort of stock phrases. I'm sure you might have heard of the Barnum statements from cold reading. That really apply to a lot of people, and you make your own meaning. You make your own meaning out of it. But it's like I've heard some of the mediums before, like was it Sally? Was her name Psychic Sally?
Yeah, I've seen her live.
She gets brilliant reviews.
Yeah,
amazing. But like, if you examine some of the language that she has used before, she might have evolved. And now I saw her on TV years ago.
Yeah.
But she said, "You're thinking of a memory from your past." Well, it's very hard to think of a memory from your future because it's not happened yet, right? So you're credited with that type of belief, and once you get, oh yeah, I am, and then you get this, what hypnotists would call a yes set. So you get somebody vested in you to the point where they're just going, yeah. And like, if you say anything that's missed, oh, it's forgotten about because of all of these yeses and positivity that it comes out of. I just don't like what they stand for in terms of like on an economic level.
Yeah.
You know, if you're providing service, fair dues, provide a service, but charging people to allow themselves to be free of something that they've held on to for a while. You know, it might be that something awful's happened and the last words that you said to somebody that recently died were not very nice, or an argument or something like that. To charge somebody for the gift of letting that go, I don't agree with.
No, yeah,
at all. Like I don't see that if you really had that gift, you know, and it absolutely unequivocally did exist, I like to think that they would be better people and be able to see that this person is struggling and go, look, I've got a message. He says, forget about it, move on, boom.
yeah.
Have a great life. As opposed to going, well, I've got this message. What are you going to do for me if I don't give it to you?
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying to an extent. And I think if you have got a gift, well, such a gift to be able to tell someone those sort of messages from the other side, and it's your job and it's what you do for a living, I think it should be, if you're going to charge, it should be entitled to that person, so that to the client, to whoever you're telling it. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it will be down to me. If I'm going to see someone like that, it will be down to me to, you know what, I appreciate your job, here's X amount, instead of you having an actual price.
Yeah.
For something like that, though, I'm not saying it should be for everything, but for something like that, I think you should charge, but it should be what the guest or the client is bringing
capable of,
for like a gratitude thing more than anything.
No, which is absolutely fair
Might
enough.
be wrong, but
100%. But that's in a world where these skills are irrefutable, and we live in the world where they are. You know, so it's not like psychics go to an office and fill in paperwork and record their numbers. Well, I'm sure they probably do in some way, but like as the formal convention of what we deem a job to be. You know, if you work in a call center or a I don't know, a call center, whatever, you go in there, you clock in, you bang on, and everything that you do can't be doubted. You're providing a service that can't be doubted. But when it comes to things like that, and it can be doubted to the point of, well, you're just making it up. I personally, I don't think it's right to charge for that. You know? That's why I think magic is a really honest profession, because the magician comes out and basically says, I'm going to lie to you.
Yeah.
And you do. If you enjoy it, happy days. But it's the most honest thing about it. And that might come back to my opinions surrounding honesty and truth. I've got a lot of emotional baggage around that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I when it's inherently deceptive in that sense, I can't see how you can charge for that. It's a little con artistry for me.
Yeah, it's like I've had quite a few experiences with the paranormal, and when I tell people, they look at me as if I've just come out of a mental hospital.
You mad, man?
Yeah, because I'll give you an example. I think it was last year. One of my good friends, his wife's granddad was ill, and he come to me and just said, like, you know, my wife's granddad's ill. And I just stopped what I was doing. I was at work. I just stopped what I was doing, and I pointed to my nose. I goes, "It's got something here, Auntie, on his nose." And I've never met this guy in my life. It's like, yeah, it's got something here on his nose, Auntie. And he's like, I don't actually know. So he asked his wife for a picture, and she sent him a picture. And he had this like a birthmark or something on his nose. And I was like, oh shit, what have I done? And then from there, I started, it's almost like I went into this portal, okay, and I was with him. And it was at the hospital, which was only up the road. I said, he's only up the road. Yeah, he's only up the road. Oh, okay. I says, he's not very well. Something's like wrong with his brain or something. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, obviously, he passed away. And then from that moment, I've been having like him asking about other family members. But when I start to do it, it's like I zone out and there's nothing around me at all. I mean, like I said, I'm in this kind of portal and it just feels weird. And once I'm out of it, I get the biggest migraine I've ever had.
That's mad.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. I'm not mad up here. I swear down.
I'm not saying you're mad. I'm saying like it's mad. Like, 'cause I believe in shit like that. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. See, I watch a lot of. Well, I watch documentaries on everything, because I prefer see things visually. Because there, I've got the proof. If I'm reading a book, I don't have the full proof. I need the full proof of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there was a documentary on Netflix that's just come out that was along those lines. I think it's called Surviving Death or Life After Death or something after death.
I keep clicking through it and I'm like, should I watch that? Should I watch it? And
Is that the documentary about people have died but then come back? Are you on about that documentary?
Well, that's the first episode in the season.
Yes.
The second one's on mediums. There's a few others on the things surrounding that area.
Yeah.
But that woman at the start that was pinned under a kayak after going on over a waterfall.
Yeah.
She spoke about death in a similar vein of this sort of porthole kind of environment.
Yeah.
And she didn't really want to leave. It was so warm and comforting, and that's the type of stuff that's awesome. You can't deny people those experiences, at all. That's why I say at the start, like I'm not arrogant enough to say it doesn't exist because I don't know.
So I like to say I was skeptical before, but the more I keep having these weird experiences, I've started to like open my mind about things. I mean, have you ever had a out of body experience?
Not personally.
I have them all the time when I was younger, you know.
Yeah.
It was weird, but I didn't know what was happening. It was more. People gonna, you know what? Yeah.
People gonna think you're crazy.
Yeah. They're gonna think we are mad, mate, when they watch these episodes.
It's fine. That's fine.
I ain't gonna lie, and I'm so happy that we're talking about something I believe in so much as well. You know, I've been in Colombia. Growing up in Colombia, the amount of things I saw and with my own eyes.
Yeah.
Well, about out of body experiences. Obviously, when I was younger, I used to obviously go to bed, and it happened nearly every night where I could do things and I'll watch myself sleep, and I'm like, what is going on? And I'm talking to myself, but I'm trying to wake up. I'm scared. Obviously at the time I used to sleep with my mom, innit?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to call my mom, trying to wake her up, and nothing. It's just me speaking to myself, but no one else could hear me.
What was happening when you were trying to wake her up, when you were touching her physically?
Trying to.
Oh, but you went through it,
Yeah, basically it was weird.
Oh.
It was weird, man. And then it got to the point that when I started telling my mom what I was experiencing, and she basically made me see someone.
She thought you were cuckoo.
No, I don't know what she thought, but she made me see someone. I had to explain to them what I was seeing and how I was feeling. Because I wake up in the middle of the night as well, with my eyes closed, obviously sleepwalking. But it was weird. She said, it was proper weird. I would leave the house.
Yeah.
And I would have people following me, and I would go to people that were related to my family, and if I've seen them, then I will start like abusing them, like going, "You've done that, you've did this, look at you," and people are like, "What are you talking about?" So this is thing that no one have heard before, and I'm like accusing these individuals of doing certain things that no one has heard about before, and the next morning they will question it, and I'm like, "No, I didn't do that."
What?
Like, it was weird, man. Proper weird when I was younger.
What about the story about the thing that flew out your window?
Yeah, that was mad, mate.
Yeah. Can we hear that? We need to hear that now. I've mentioned it.
That's piqued my curiosity.
Yeah, so basically, this is obviously, I've never spoke to anyone. This is more like a family thing, but I will share it in this episode. So obviously, rest in peace, my auntie, who had died of had a car crash in Canada.
Oh, okay.
But before this, something weird happened in Colombia, where there was a picture of obviously my auntie in our front room in Colombia. So I don't know. The listeners are gonna think, and the people that are watching are gonna think we're weird, man. Like, I'm weird. Hey, I'm not weird. This is just experience and things that I've seen with my own eyes.
Don't be afraid, mate. Don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid. I'm not
Break
afraid.
the fear.
I'm calming. No. So what happened was, we believe there's a lot of broomstick.
Witchcraft.
They ain't got no broomstick and all that witchcraft and all that in Colombia. And our family used to, some people hated us for whatever reason, don't know. They didn't like a family to be happy with so little, and we were so happy, basically.
Yeah.
They didn't like it. And one morning, my granddad woke up, who's also dead now, rest in peace. He woke up, and underneath this picture, there was this big eagle in our house.
How big?
Like, it was massive, like
6
covered the whole
foot?
room, basically.
7 foot?
So, like, obviously my granddad just got scared and shouted out, like, for us to like come on and see what was going on. But as he shouted that out, as we got out of the rooms in the morning, this was about 6 a.m, this thing just flew out the house. Somehow, we don't even know how he got out.
What?
And then he just went to the back garden and just flapping his massive wings and just disappeared. So then what my grandma did, my grandma must have said this mad thing that she said. And next morning, this old lady knocked on our door, repeating what my grandma said the day before, the day after, or the day before, yeah.
What?
So this thing flew out. My grandma stood there and said this mad thing. And then the day after, at the same time that my grandma said this thing, this old lady came to our door and just said the same thing that my grandma said. And we looked at each other, we were like, what the fuck?
That's a mad story.
And I was like me and my mum, everyone were like, what the fuck just happened? So that lady did that thing yesterday, or what? Like, we didn't know what was going on. So then when my grandma gave her this bag of salt, basically, which is what that lady came asking for.
Yeah.
Gave her a bag of salt, and then my grandma turned around and said, see that thing that happened yesterday? It was that lady.
No.
Wow.
And now we were like, but why would you say that? Well, yesterday I said this, I said that. And at the end, I said, come and get a bag of salt tomorrow.
Whoa.
She just basically came and got a bag of salt. And she went here. No, I was like, fuck me.
That's some mad shit.
It was mad, mate. It was mad.
Wow.
That's profound.
Did it ever return?
No, and then I said, Mum, and then I was a young kid, like proper young. This was before my mum left Colombia.
Yeah.
And I still remember it because obviously when I met with my mum again, and now that I'm old, we still talk about things like that. That when I was a young kid, like she reminds me of certain things, and I'm like, wow, all them things happen in the house in Colombia about witches and things like that, ghosts and paranormal things, and I'm like, damn, no wonder why I used to be such a scary cat when I was a young kid.
Yeah.
Like I never used to like to be left alone at house. And I said to him, I wonder why. I wonder why I used to cry when I was left alone in there.
In Colombia, do they celebrate death like they do in Mexico, don't they?
It depends. It depends who it is.
Okay.
So who the individual is, and
So it's like a grandfather.
yeah, it's different. So like, if it's someone, say like, obviously a leader, or depends what sort of leader you are. If you're talking politicians or you're talking drug lords, you're talking all those. If it's a drug lord, obviously they celebrate their own way. Bullets, music, fireworks, whatever they do. If it's someone else, obviously it's different, isn't it? Everyone celebrates death differently out there.
Yeah. Have you seen the
Family member.
Have you seen the Disney film Coco?
Great film.
Have you watched it? You watched it, Ben?
I have watched it. Yeah.
Good film, man.
It. Awesome film. Awesome film.
Watch it.
Get on it, bro. Get on it.
It's beautiful and sad and tragic and hilarious, and yeah, it's really cool.
What's it called?
Coco.
Okay.
Get on it today. After this episode, get on it with little man. Do it.
I will get on it.
And then let me know.
Definitely.
Text me and say, wow, what a film.
Just a series of those emojis.
Yes. Say it's just a message that's in the film.
Yeah.
It's just celebrating death, and that Mexicans just don't seem afraid of death, which I love.
I think South America is, to an extent, is like that.
It is.
It's people ain't afraid of. It's sad or good. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
They're not scared of dying.
I love that. I do.
And it's like the bravery in terms of just living on edge.
Yeah.
Like for me, that's a limit.
Yeah.
Well, some people out there, they just live life differently, and you think like, if you do that, you know you could potentially die. You do that, you know you potentially could hurt yourself. You do that, you know you could potentially be in trouble. It's life.
Yeah.
It's life.
I mean, I'm sure.
And then they turn around and they say that there's only one thing in life that's certain, and that's death.
Yeah, that's true, mate.
Apart from that, people say YOLO. Remember when they used to go around saying YOLO, you only live once, you only live once. And then, no, you don't live once, you live every day. You only die once.
Yeah.
And I was like, fair play.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm wondering if Ben's had any near-death incidents with some of the tricks he's done. This one thing, do you call them magic tricks or stunts? What do you call them?
So like harking back to my issues with truth and lies, you can always tell what I'm about to do by what I call it. So if I ever say I'm about to show you a trick, you know I'm about to show you a magic trick. So it's within that kind of frame.
Okay.
If I'm about to show you an effect, it's within that type of reading people thing. If it's a stunt, it's that type of thing.
Yeah.
So like there was a couple of issues that I had with I need to frame it. So have you seen the first Sherlock Holmes film with Robert Downey Jr.?
No.
Okay.
I've been watching the Netflix series.
Yeah, I mean, it's irrelevant anyway, but that's where most people know it. Anyway, he's kidnapped. He has a bag placed over his head.
Yeah.
And he gets taken somewhere in London. And because he's memorized most of the street maps of London, he knows where he is because he can follow along the twists and the turns and plan his route. So I tried to do that with Stoke. I memorized the A to Z, and I got in the boot of several people's car and told them to drive anywhere and only let me out if I could tell them where we were. And I'm not sure if you know on an anatomical level, but you can choke a limb to the point where it will become lifeless and dead if it doesn't get the supply of oxygen that it needs and the supply of blood it needs to function. So it will just become this lifeless piece of meat that's hanging from you. And I'm quite a large human, and I tried to get into the back of a Peugeot 306, which ain't the biggest of cars in the world. And she slammed the boot down in order to get me in, and I could feel my right calf going numb. And anyway, like, long story short, I did the thing, told them where we were, and I got out, and it took a day and a half for the feeling in my leg to come back.
Whoa!
So I wasn't sure, like, whether I was going to lose that part of my legs at all, because it went purple, and I couldn't feel it at all.
Oh shit!
Yeah, there was a thing I tried to do in Ireland for the physical episode, as I was calling it, loads of physical stunts, and I had my arms like this across my body, and I was supposed to be playing tug of war with 12 men, so 6 this side, 6, and I had to hold them like this.
No!
But I'd wrapped the rope around my hand in just a stupid way, and so as they were pulling, and I held them for a little bit, and these are big guys. Some guy was training to carry his own body weight for a marathon, you know, these type of endurance people. Yeah. And it completely sort of piano wired both my hands inwards. So like my little finger didn't move for a couple of months afterwards. And like, yeah, it's gross. I've tried playing Russian roulette as well, which was perhaps
Russian roulette.
Yeah, perhaps the silliest thing I've done. Not with a real gun. Not with a real gun. It was.
Hey, you must have used a water gun or something.
No, it was with carpet upholstery staple guns.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and there are several trick ways you can do it. There are several trick ways that you can do it. But me being me, I was like, oh, what if I could actually do it? So I started to try and come up with a way to influence numbers to be chosen, and it'd be a case of going, holy shit, this is either going to be awesome or suck a lot. I wouldn't put it to my temple. I'd move it forward, so if it did go wrong, it'd just go into my forehead, which it did a few times, and it sucked as expected. But touch wood, at this moment I've never had any sort of near death kind of experiences. The closest position I've ever been in was a car crash I was in. I was just driving home one night, and I came off the slip road at the top of Hanley, and my car started hydroplaning.
Yeah.
I hit a lamppost, and to give you an idea of how hard it hit, I hit the lamppost even though I was driving, and it came in from the passenger side. So that side, and when I went to pick up my my bits out of the car, CD player, CDs, that type of thing, the next day, I saw all my blood splattered across the dashboard, and my child seat was in bits. I'm like, whoa, that's
close.
That was a close one.
That's pretty close, I'd say.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I've in my youth I trained as a stuntman, so my sort of perception of that is perhaps a little bit skewed.
Okay.
Towards the average human's experience, like during the training, it was quite normal to go, "What you gonna? I'm gonna go get set on fire. What about yourself? I'm gonna go and get hit by 3 cars. Awesome, take care." That's like a standard conversation you would have.
Yeah.
So yeah, my attitude towards that has very much been, as you pointed out, Monty, about living every day. The fact that I know that this experience that I'm having in however long I'm going to be alive is something that I get to enjoy every single day, helps me to keep pushing forward in terms of curiosity, trying new things. Like the first time I ever tried Houdini's trick that killed him, like I didn't look at any methods. Let me qualify. Houdini's trick that killed him was he was able to take any man's punch in the stomach, and I didn't know if it was a trick or not. So I just thought, well, I'll take the punch. We'll see what happens. And so I
you punch him Hulk.
So there was some quite big guys punching me, you know, like rugby players from Wales. And if you know Welsh rugby players, they build them big.
Yeah.
There was if you look at my Instagram, I don't know what's on most of my socials anymore. I have a guy that manages them, so I just tell him what to post because I can't work technology. This is about all I'm capable of doing. So the video should still be on there. It was in Scotland, and there's 3 people behind, and he caught the last guy. And he sort of stood there swinging back. Like I put rules in that you can't take a run up or anything like that, but you can swing as hard as you want. And if you go anywhere outside of my stomach, I'm probably going to react and it's going to end up a lot worse. So do your best to aim for my stomach. That's all I'd say. Besides that, go nuts. And he'd step up swinging back and forth like the way you do on those boxing machines to try and get the highest score. And he swung back and it made this raucous thud like in the middle of like a pub club type of environment. You could hear it knock me back a few feet. And at the end of it, like I remember thinking, my inner voice is going, "Holy shit, that was a good punch." Oh. But like the words that came out, I'm like, "Yeah, that's great, awesome, lovely trick. Move on, next person, bang, next person, bang." And then I started. I made a very good friend whose name is Liam O'Neill. He's known as the Prove It guy, and he taught me what's known as vagabond type of tricks and stunts and things. Like you get wooden chopsticks and smash them on your throat, and lying on spears, and that type of taking a kick in the balls.
Seen that video.
That was one.
Seen that video. That's what I wanted to ask you about. It's how the fuck do you prepare to get kicked in the balls? Because I know from the video, he kicks you once and it's like dead soft, and you're like, meh, and it's like a massive smash the second. Oh my god! I dropped my phone. I was clutching my balls. I was like, oh my god! How do you prepare for that?
I mean, like it's.
Hey, have you got that on your Instagram?
It's on the Instagram.
It should be there somewhere. It's fairly old, so it'll probably be quite a way down because I've still got hair in that video. I'm bald now. But yeah, it's. I mean, this is what sort of.
I'm gonna find it quick.
This is the type of attitude that I had within myself towards mental health problems, because I've had a number of mental health problems before in terms of depression and other more tragic tendencies. That's why I've got just a real awesome relationship with my dog. He was my only person that I spoke to for like close to a year at one point. So me and him were like best pals. How long
ago was this?
That was during my marriage, so this would be 9 years ago. That I mean, before then, you have the sort of the every kind of relationship that you have with your dog. You know, it's your dog. You love him. You play with him. You feed him. You take care of him. He's awesome. But like, it got to some points where I hadn't slept in like 3 or 4 days, and me and his name's Cookie. We'd just be sat on the sofa talking. Whenever I'd break down, he'd come and sit near me because he knew. And like whenever I go for a bath or a shower, he'd come up and sit with me just so we could start talking, shooting the breeze. We'd do nights where I'd order him a pizza and I'd have one, and we'd sit there watching TV, just talking about stuff. I don't talk to Cookie the way that you would think that 90% of people talk to their dog. I talk to Cookie in the same way I'm talking to you guys. And like whether it was just a reflection of the own voices that were in my head or not, who knows? But he felt like the greatest therapist that I've ever had, and I've had a few at this stage. And he was the person that that really sort of brought me back in that sense, in terms of working shit out, because the therapists that I had, all well and good, they do the usual traditional therapy kind of stuff in terms of getting you to face your demons, but he gave me that kind of, no, I'm reclaiming this back for myself kind of moment, so that whenever I do slip, and I do,
I think we all have them slippy 100%. Days, don't we? Still do now. I have them, and they're not as bad as they used to be, because now I've learned how to control what's going on in my head. But I do get my days. I've had a few days this week, but it's just all about control.
100%. 100%. My control derives from my relationship with my dog, but that's where my attitude towards these type of physical things came about. In the case of, well, I'll try it, and if it doesn't work, c'est la vie. I came across one of these sayings that really sort of freed up my my spirit, as it were. My attitude, in that there are two types of problems in this world: things you can solve and things you can't. Why worry about either?
I think most people worry more about the problems they can't solve.
Exactly. And that was one of those crystallizing moments that I was like, that's a bloody good point. Type of thing. So like the first time I tried the kick in the balls, it was horrific. I stood there. It was very much like that scene from Scary Movie. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah.
Where the guys at the end, they're getting ready to stab each other. He goes, yeah. No. It was very much a little bit like that at the start, where I'd frame myself. Yeah. Oh no, don't. I don't want it to go wrong. And at the end of the day, I just had to take that leap, and it wasn't as bad as it was in my head, type of thing. And that is a little seed that kept on growing. Like, are these things, whatever it is that I'm dealing with, whether it be a kick in the balls or a problem or a relationship or an argument or whatever, is it really as bad as what exists in my head? And it's only through facing that, however fearful it makes the proverbial you, it's therefore more easily accomplished. Easily is probably the wrong word, but you can deal with it in a better way than you could if it was just up here. And that's why I do those types of things. It's freeing to see what I'm capable of doing. That's why I started pushing with my memory stunts that I tried, and these sort of reading people games, just to see what's possible. And if it doesn't work, I know there's a boundary there. Oh, awesome! Let's keep going. Let's try something else. So yeah, that's very much where the whole physical stuff came about, and it's been awesome for my mental health. As weird as it is to say that out loud.
Well, you're accomplishing things, aren't you? You're setting goals, like for your memory stuff. I mean, there's an old video where someone's reading out X amount of things. I think it's 20 plus things off a piece of paper, and then he's dunking you in the bath. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
And then so he reads them all off first. There's like 24, 25 things on this list, and he dunks you. Then you get up, and then he picks a random number out. Wow.
Yeah. I that's training to think clearly. I think that was my sort of guiding light with that type of thing. I've got a new version of that coming up that I'm trying soon. I've got a pair of those gravity boots. You can hang upside down from a chin-up bar and do sit-ups. I've got a pair of them, and like a diver's nose clip, and some goggles. And so I've got like a clear PVC container, and I'm going to sort of dunk myself in upside down, and then like try and solve riddles under pressure and see if I can do a Rubik's Cube in that amount of time and fix these problems.
Rubik's Cube, I've never, ever completed one of them. I could sit there for a day. But no, I'm nearly there. No.
It's from there. He's practicing as we speak.
I love them. Like, so in terms of, like, you start to be, once you understand puzzles and that type of thing, you know how they move and what piece would go where, and being able to do different things with them. You understand the grander scheme of things through looking at a puzzle. Like, I can show you a quick trick.
Yes.
So like,
let's look at the camera then, so we can all see.
Well, I'm setting the trick up. Don't worry. 2 seconds. I need to grab a different cube. This is the wrong size. 1 sec.
Oh, need the right size, Monty.
Changing them.
Need the right size.
No, he's got it there. He's gonna say,
you overthinking this trick, you.
Look how quick I fixed this. Show that, put it down, and then get it out. Look 0.5.
Ta-ta.
So this is the thing itself. So if I just mix it up.
Wow.
So like it looks mixed, right? Oh, so I struggle with this. So
yeah.
Like, so you see that it's mixed, right?
Yeah.
So how long is a good time to be able to solve it? Like 30 seconds?
Yeah. Well,
I would say for you 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Okay,
10?
so count me down. Yeah?
Okay.
3, 2, 1, done.
1. What? He's done it with 1 second. What?
Yeah. So that's the type of things that I started to do.
Monty's
do that again. Move it. Look, show it to the camera and move it a bit more.
Oh,
I'll stand up so I don't have to hold it, and I'll show you.
Okay. Oh my God! If you're watching on YouTube, get on YouTube. This is where it is. Oh my God! Oh my God!
You can solve it. You can solve it whilst rolling.
Yeah.
You know, you can mix them up one-handed, so long as you remember what goes where. It doesn't really
it's
matter.
all about remembering where you've moved previously. Then
exactly. So
our memories, Paul.
I'm still baffled, mate.
That's my attitude towards it. Like, so everything is a gift that can keep giving you other skills.
Yeah.
So like the first time I tried to remember a 1,000-digit number when I was drunk. So I thought like the ultimate challenge for a memory thing would be to get drunk and do it, because the night before is the cliche that what happened the night before, I can't remember. So to frame a memory sort of stunt around that would be interesting. So I asked my friend to send me a 500-digit number just to make it easier. And I drank a bottle of bourbon, and it turns out that he'd sent me a 500-digit number, not 500 single digits, but like some were 4-digit numbers, some were 2-digit numbers, some were 3-digit numbers. So it ended up being a string of, I think it was 1,400 digits in the end. And I memorized that in 6 minutes. And I recalled it the next day feeling absolutely terrible. And I only made, I think it was like 11, 12 mistakes out of the whole thing.
That's not too bad, you know. That's not bad at all.
It'll do, won't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I like to do. In terms of accomplishment, I like to keep challenging. I like to keep pushing. I like to keep learning. You know, it's that thing that keeps me, I like to think, humble about the whole experience. You know, keeps me open to new ideas, new information. If I get to the point where I'm thinking, oh, I've learned everything there is to know, then I'm incapable of taking in new details, right?
Yeah. Let's say with learning new things, you know, you always go and make mistakes.
100%.
And I made a mistake the other day because at the moment I'm trying to learn Spanish, and to be fair, Monty, the first few things I sent you were good, right? You understood what I was saying, right?
Yeah, I did. And
then I thought, you know what? I'm going to go deep here. I'm going Italian. Fuck you. In Spanish, I'm going for it. What did I say? I sent it you in a voice note. What did I say?
What, the one about that translated to shit?
Yeah. Go to the shit.
Go to the shit.
Go to the shit.
And then I thought, all right.
But you know what? Yeah. Now that you said it, yeah. When I messaged you and I said this is what you said, your response was yes. That's what I meant.
Yeah. The thing is, all right. I might not have been successful at that attempt at telling you "fuck you" in Spanish, but I've been using "go to the shit" all the time now. Someone pulled out on me earlier on the way here. Oh, go to the shit. It happens. It's great.
You either win or you learn something.
Yeah.
You learn something. That's what I'm saying. It's you've got to be willing. You've got to be willing to learn to start with.
Yeah.
Learn doesn't come without making mistakes.
Yeah.
I think you have to accept and embrace the mistakes to be able to learn and grow.
Yeah. Definitely makes sense.
I think if you've got a mindset that you've got, Ben, and I'm gonna go back to when you were describing your mental health issues and your problems and how you dealt with it. And you also said, oh, but it is a bit weird or how you deal with them. I think I've never heard of such a technique.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to just see how you dealt with your demons, I would say.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's so unique.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
You know what's powerful? You know what's powerful? That you would a lot of us who have struggled or are struggling, and like I said, I had a breakdown yesterday. Dan had one last week. We're never gonna get over that. We just learn how to cope and deal with them better.
Yeah, 100%.
The way you've identified your dog and felt at ease speaking to it, and actually on like you was having a conversation with it. Like when you started talking, I was thinking, where is this going?
Yeah.
Like you're speaking to a dog. Like what's the dog gonna do? But then when you then worded and said the things that you said, I'm thinking, fucking hell, how sick is that? And it's amazing, man.
It's good. That's the most unique way of dealing with it that I've heard.
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of people think that is mad, but it works for you, and that's what with the podcast and what we're doing with Dan and obviously Men United and everything. We understand that each and one of us we're all the same in our different ways.
Yeah, man.
Well, we're all human beings, and at the end of the day, we all have feelings.
Yeah.
We all have emotions. We all have thoughts. The only difference is that we all have different thoughts. What triggers you won't trigger me. What triggers me won't trigger you.
Yeah.
And we fail to understand that. And we fail to also sometimes understand what triggers each and one of us. Or when we don't fail to understand that thing, we are scared to admit what triggers.
Yeah, we know what's triggering us. We're just scared to it.
Well, I think we're scared to actually understand and admit it. That, you know what, seeing that dog pissing over there triggers me. But you're scared to admit it because you're gonna think they're gonna think I'm weird. They're gonna think I'm like it's something stupid.
Yeah.
But for you to understand what was triggering you, and then to understand that your dog was your friend and have that conversation with him. I've never heard of a way to actually overcome your fears by speaking to your dog. That's unique, mate.
It is.
Thank you.
I agree.
Thank you.
It's like
no, go on.
It's like the saying that I came up with a few weeks ago, we're all tackling the same waves in the ocean. We're just in different boats.
Different boats.
I come up with that on myself. I was well proud of myself.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm thinking, where has it picked that up from?
Yeah. This brain here come up with the
I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
But you know what, Dan? Yeah, it helps when, or Ben, you can vouch for me as well. When we do what we're doing now and we're learning and speaking to all the individuals that we're speaking to, you come up with different sayings that are so powerful and simple to understand because of the stories that we're listening to, and we're all the same. Like,
yeah,
we're all the same, all the same. Differences. We were born in different countries and different backgrounds, but we're all the same in regards of we all have feelings, we all have thoughts, we all have emotions. We're all human beings. We're not robots.
100%.
Yet.
Nah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
The robots that's trying to take over, but we're not letting it happen.
That's the next Elon Musk project, probably.
Yeah.
But wow, what a unique way of coping, man.
Thank you. Yeah, he's I genuinely don't know what I'd be without him at this moment. You know,
Yeah.
he's more like my brother at this stage than anything else. And like I say, whether he was just a vessel to try and get myself out of my own head or not, I don't know or care. But it works. It worked for me. It was like that that your missus did. It broke that cycle.
Break the cycle, yeah.
Yeah, that each time I ever needed it, it was right there, and he's been my boy ever since.
Yes, boy. Credit to you and credit to your dog, man.
Thank you.
I swear
Thank you. Yeah, he's old now.
I never thought I'll be giving credit to a dog. The dog I've had.
Why not? Why not?
The dogs I've had have broke everything in my house, mate. Dogs I've had one in London. It ruined my carpet, and I had one in Colombia, and it ruined my Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah, I've heard a few of them stories.
I never thought. I've loved dogs, yeah, and I think they're cute. Like my little boy wants one. But then hearing that story about your dog, man, makes me feel like, no, I might have to get my son a dog, you know?
So now, there's going to be no fact today. Because every episode, I drop a weird, random, fucked up fact. But today, it's not happening, okay? I have sent you, Monty, and you, Ben, I've sent you the pictures on your Instagram.
Okay.
And I've sent you the pictures, Monty, on WhatsApp. Okay.
Okay.
There should be 3 people in that picture. Mugshots. Okay.
Yeah.
And now, once you've got it up, let me know. If you can't like zoom in on the faces or anything, let me know, and I'll send them a different way. But if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see these faces.
Can I show them?
No, I'll get them up on YouTube, bro. Don't worry about that. It'll drop it in the edits. We'll drop it in the edits.
Fix it in post, as they say.
Yes. Can you get it? Can you get it up and can you see each one zooming in? Yeah. So, one of these people has committed a murder. Okay.
Okay.
So let's look at the dude on the bottom left. If you want to zoom in on him.
Yeah. Angry guy.
Angry guy, yeah. Monty, from looking at him, what are your thoughts?
On him committing a murder?
No, that's not the question. One of these 3 has committed a murder.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not telling you which one yet.
Okay.
But just by looking at him and reading his face,
I would say someone who has been through a lot of trouble in his life upbringing.
Okay, and how are you getting that? How are you getting that?
Eyes.
Yeah.
It's the way he's looking.
The way he's looking.
The pain.
You see pain in him?
See pain in his eyes, yeah.
Yeah. Ben, what?
You can ask Ben, see if I'm right.
What?
No, I agree. I think his anger is mostly placed towards males in his life rather than females. So he takes it out in a way to grow his perceived level of masculinity. Yeah, he's got a confrontational element to his eyes, but if you look at his mouth, he's virtually growling.
Yeah,
he's growling at establishment for the sake of an image. You know, whether a criminal or not, you take a mugshot, that's going down for life. And if you're on your way to prison, it's all about rep and this perceived level of status on whether you survive in that type of environment. So you got to make the best impression, which is the worst way to describe that.
I think that's why mugshots are really hard to judge, you know, because like you say, people are going into prison. They instantly have to change the mindset and the look.
You gotta look straight away.
You've got to look, you've got to look mean, mate, to survive. Yeah.
It's Darwinian in those types of environments, you know, regardless of whatever your belief structure is.
Yeah.
It's literally survival of the fittest, isn't it?
Yes. So let's move to the lady.
Let's move to the ladies.
Yeah.
Lady.
I'll give you a little bit just to have a look at it, see what you think. And obviously the viewers that are watching on YouTube will be able to see. So drop in the comments who you think. So Ben, what you thinking on what your first impressions of this lady we're looking at here?
The photo's taken at night, just because of the lighting structure they've used to try and carry that. So it's in an environment with a lot of windows, so they've had to bring in more light to try and make that happen.
That's mad, Ben, man. How do you know what it is, man?
She's got her hair done particularly. She'd be right-handed to create that type of sweep across. Doesn't smoke. Issues with alcohol if you look at the skin surrounding her nose.
Where you getting all this information? Is there any writing on her face or something? I'm trying to look at her face and trying to come out with something. I'm just gonna say, I was gonna say she's got a bad trim.
Bad trim. It's not. I've seen worse.
Yeah,
but it's not like it's not cut straight.
No.
I don't know. There must be something. Have you sending the same pictures as me? Because he's getting too much information there.
It's exactly the same. Look, kaping kapong.
Mad.
Her eyebrows have been stylized around her kind of like if somebody's been told that you've got resting bitch face type of thing, she's gone with that and finally tuned her image around it. So she will hold a powerful position in whatever type of job or gang or whatever she's in. It will be a position of seniority, or the crime that she's committed will be a way of asserting that.
Yeah. Monty, you got anything to add to this lady or not? Oh, I can see them cogs in your brain ticking, bro.
I want to move on to the next one, mate. Everything I wanted to say, Ben has said it.
Oh, you can't use that one.
Everything I wanted to say, Ben said it, mate.
To be fair, I am a mind reader, so I was just stealing Monty's ideas, just making sure I got in there first.
There you go.
I was thinking, hey, how can I say all these things? I'm thinking in Spanish, can I say them in English? And then Ben just went.
Okay, Monty, start us on the guy on the right, the last one.
I think he looks confused.
Confused, okay. Anything else you get from him?
And he thinks he shouldn't be there, that it was someone else's fault.
Okay. Anything else? Picking up on anything else?
He's thinking about snitching, but he's scared.
He's thinking about snitching, but he's scared.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. And Ben can just say the rest of the things I'm thinking.
He's been in the prison system before. He's got a faded prison tat underneath his right eye, the 3 dots.
Yeah.
It's from traditional Spanish gangland culture. It's a reference of Ma Vida Loca.
Mad. Told you to say what I was thinking.
That's the only Spanish I could hear from you, to be honest. So yeah, he's got the structure of somebody that would be employed in gangland culture as the physical guy, the bruiser, somebody who you would send to beat someone up or do someone in, that type of thing. That's what he'd be. He'd talk more with his fists than he would with his mouth.
I see.
That's that's what I get from him.
That he's the boss, man. I do all the no talking, straight action.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Have you got anything else, Monty?
You hear the cliche, security will rough you up outside. He's that proverbial security. He would rough you up outside.
Come through.
He's a bit of a badass, isn't he?
Yeah.
I don't talk homes. I'm here to do the job.
So
strong silent type.
If I take this out, I'm not put back in clean.
So, Monty, from those 3 inmates, right, which one has been sent down for murder?
I'm going with the middle girl.
The girl. Yeah? Ben, who are you going for, mate?
I think they're all capable.
Yeah.
But, if I had to choose, I'd choose the first guy with the faded mustache, the bald guy.
Oh.
Well.
What if we're both wrong and it's the other guy?
You are both wrong. It's the other guy.
You know what? Yeah, I wanted to say the other guy.
Yeah. You were overthinking it, weren't you?
Because of the relaxed face, and a lot of the times when people just look, the ones that the girl and the first guy, they look like they've done something bad. Like they just look angry. They look
like
they belong to this to that sort of things in life.
So the guy that we're on about is called Hector Acosta.
The one that committed a crime.
Yeah, the murderer. Okay, he's actually on death row. Whoa. He's on death row. Acosta was convicted in the slaying and mutilation of 2 people. One of them, whom was beheaded.
Wowzers!
So Hector Acosta is a dangerous motherfucker.
Yes, he is.
And he is in the right place.
Mad.
Wow.
But to be fair, you did pretty well. The readings of them were pretty good.
I do all right.
Yeah, man. Of course you did. Of course you did.
So is it fairly recently then, this guy, Hector?
He was committed. Crime was committed September the 1st, 2017. He's been on death row since November the 15th of 2019.
Wow.
So, I mean, you can actually, it's crazy. Like I said before we started recording the episode,
wow.
Looking for these kind of people is really fucking easy. You can go online and it just belts out a list on who's on death row. And it gives you all the information about what they've done and how long they've been on death row for. There's a guy that I saw that was on death row. He's been on death row for 38 years.
Mad.
That's some time, isn't it, to think about your death coming up.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying, something like that.
It's a long time.
For 38 years.
Yeah.
Surely you've been in prison for 38 years.
Oh, death row.
Death row.
Death row's a lot different than.
Yeah, it is a lot different. But what I'm trying to say is like.
So is he in Texas then?
You're still locked. Yeah. You're still locked away, basically.
Yeah, you're still locked away. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So you
but
38 years. So why don't you just keep him in there for life? Like,
well, he's on death row, mate, for cutting someone's head off.
yeah, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like, that's 38 years, man. Like, just
Yeah,
keep
but
him there,
but you don't know what's going on. He might keep appealing shit, which pulls it back another year,
Oh
or
yeah,
2 years, or 3 years. They know what they're doing. Have you ever watched a documentary on a death row prison?
No.
You know what? I've watched one on Netflix called "I'm a Killer,"
Yes. There's quite a few different episodes on there.
and then they're all about death rows, basically. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's mad. Like the people on death row are just wow.
Mad.
It's like during the interview, it's like it's like they've just gone to Jamaica and smoked the biggest spliff ever.
Chill.
Yeah, they're just like, chilled
No
out.
emotion, man. No emotion.
No. They just get straight to the point. I mean, they're on death row.
Yeah,
it's mad. But I do suggest watching some death row docs. I'm pretty weird. I'm a pretty weird guy. I like watching stuff like that.
This episode has been good, man.
This episode's been amazing.
One thing as well before we go and we say the goodbyes, and another thing that I've taken from what you said, Ben, about like we've probably discussed it before with Dan and maybe other listeners, but you've said it today and you've mentioned it about facing your fears and actually, instead of obviously you're always going to create illusions in your head,
of course,
always. That's what we do as human beings. We always look too far ahead and we always try and talk ourselves out of doing certain things without knowing how or what the outcome will be. Like when you was talking about being kicked in the balls, homie. Like, that's something I wouldn't do, to be fair. Yeah. But for you prepared yourself and then you said to yourself, you know what? I don't know how bad it is or what it's going to be like if I don't try it. A lot of the times we tend to talk ourselves out of things without trying things. 100%. You've tried it, you've done it, you've realized, fuck it, no, it's actually not that bad. So what I can take from this, and I'm sure the listeners can also take from this, will be always go and do the things that you want to do. Believe in yourself. Don't talk yourself out of doing something that you've not faced or done before. And face your fears, man. Go there. Challenge yourself.
100%.
No, it's been amazing, man. You today, this episode was great, man.
Thank you.
It was great.
Thank you. Yeah, so there was. I was just going to say that there was some words along that line that stuck with me from a pickpocket friend of mine. The first course I went on, he was like, in terms of his attitude towards accomplishing something, said if somebody asks you if you can fly a helicopter, you would say yes. I just haven't been taught how to do it yet.
Yeah.
You know,
my guy.
Yeah, it's just always stuck with me. I thought that was just a great way of summing it up.
Fires. And for the listeners and viewers, where can they find you on the socials?
So Instagram.
And what will they find?
God knows. Instagram, I'm on there as well. YouTube, I'm getting pretty active on there with the stunts and reading people things that I'm getting up to at the moment. So it all depends on what kind of content you enjoy viewing. If you like the reading people entertainment type of thing, YouTube's probably the best bet to get in touch with me. I've got my web series, The Deductionist. We've just come into season 2 of that now. Instagram, you can pretty much catch me anywhere. To be honest, send me a message, I'll reply. I'm one of those people that I'll outlive God trying to have the last word. So if you send me a message, I am going to reply to you. It might just be a while because I can get quite busy, but I am going to reply.
Awesome.
Yeah, catch me anywhere.
We'll also drop the link to
thank you
your YouTube and any other socials in the description below. You know what I mean, Monty? Right, one of them. Pong, pong, pong.
Bong, bong, bong.
And don't forget, viewers, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Visit Ben's socials, subscribe to him. Watch him get kicked in the balls and other mad shit. And if you're listening on Spotify or Instagram or wherever else, iTunes, don't forget, give us a rating. It's always nice to see another star going on there, isn't it? You wake up, you look out, you go, oh, it's worth it.
It's amazing, man. Like, share, subscribe. It doesn't cost you a lot.
No,
share the love.
Costs nothing.
Spread the love.
It takes about what? 0.8 seconds to just go.
Kindness, people. Come on, show some love, man. We love you all. Show some love.
So Ben, thanks for joining us today, bro. It's been awesome.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Monty, take it easy, brother.
We're out.
You got 10 days.
10 days to
10 days to get a nice blog on. Get a vlog or blog or something on. 10 days blog.
10 days to get this bad boys big. You see the muscles, homie?
You got it down, bro. Take it easy. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching.